Last week, actually a week from today, we covered Back to the Future Black in Time. Mystery Chris came on here with a panel of viewers for our holiday special. Ryan Cannell, Lorena Creole, Dante James, Az from Heel versus Babyface, Script Doctor, PhD, Latino Slant. I think that's everybody.
Oh, and that Star Wars girl.
Oh, that Star Wars girl. All came on, and we all looked at this pitch that Mystery Chris had for a gender and race swapped Back to the Future, where Zendaya goes back in time to make the world a less hate-filled place. It was hilarious. Well, guess what? I have discovered another. This is a fully written script. I got to share screen. I'm going to listen to it again. It's so good. So there's this podcast. Let me present here and show it to you because you need to subscribe to this. It's you go to moviesmadeofpaper.com. Okay. And they have undiscovered scripts. And so these are unproduced screenplays. I even wrote a book called The 50 Greatest Movies Never Made. I'm obsessed with undiscovered scripts, movies that would be great if they made them. Well, what this podcast, and you can look up undiscovered scripts, movies made of paper. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on everything. Okay. So, or just go to the website. I'm going to put the website on there too, because I want people to check this out. It's too cool. Movies made of paper. All right, I'll just create a banner here. So you know this, okay? Movies made of paper. America Young, who is a filmmaker, is one of the producers on this show. And what they do is they'll find, not only do they find like a script that isn't produced that would be amazing, they perform it with a table read with actors. And then they add sound effects and music, a narrator, and you basically have listened to a dramatized version of the script. It's incredible. It's the production value on this thing. It's like you're seeing the movie in your head. It's better than reading a script because you're hearing it performed like radio. And then what they do is it's like 4 episodes to kind of get a full script. They're about a half hour each, 20, 30 minutes each part. And then on the 5th episode of that particular one, they'll do an interview with the screenwriter, unproduced screenplays. My mind was blown. I want to play some of it, but let's take a look at this. So the first episode is, well, the first sort of season, I guess, Back to the Future, written by Brian Cavallero. It's a young man obsessed with the Back to the Future movies finds his ultimate fantasy come true as he is transported to the set of the original movie, only to discover that he must influence the making of the film to save his family. It's literally kind of the same plot of Back to the Future in the sense that, like, he has to go back in time. His family is disappearing because his mother and dad met over going to see the original Back to the Future. They're obsessed with the movie. So if the movie isn't made, because if you recall, the original film was Eric Stoltz was supposed to play Marty McFly, and they shot a bunch of it. I mean, they shot
the whole movie. They shot the whole movie.
They basically shot the whole movie. And the weird thing is Eric Stoltz had this thing in his brain where he was just like, he felt that it was more of like a sci-fi horror movie, because the only one that knew the original history of his family, the original history unaltered by time travel, was him. So he saw it as this like dark, like he just had a different take on it. It's like, no, it's a light comedy. It's a light comedy. So it's fantastic, this thing. And America Young, she's actually been on the podcast before. She did a movie about a movie theater. And wait, are you giving your dog snacks? That is a yes. Okay.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm muting myself so it doesn't make a noise.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. There might be a cat. There's a cat around here somewhere. Maybe I'll show you the cat and the Christmas tree before the stream ends. We'll get to it. But so Back to the Future, it's like we should just listen to some of it. Let's see, I have it up here. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop sharing that screen. Okay. But yeah, so go to Movies Made of Paper and you can listen to all, make sure you listen to them. I got confused because I'm like, if you listen to the podcast in order, that's not the correct. You've got to do Back to the Future Part 1, Part 2. I mean, that's obvious. Wasn't so obvious to me. And I was listening in my car. I was riveted. And it, because it just, so let's see, I'm going to share screen again. Let's see, here we go. So here it is. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
This is from Spotify, and it's just 1 minute left. What? All right, so I'm just gonna
listen to it already. That's why.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna listen. I'll back it up. Let's see. Can I back it up?
Way to re-enter the world, you know.
Okay. That's not okay.
Yeah, go down to the time bar and just click it all the way to the left. Oh, you're gonna.
You should be playing that.
No, you're in the wrong episode now.
No. I've got it's the right. Okay, here it is. Episode 2, 3, episode 1. Here we go. It's been played. The bonus episode is an interview with the screenwriter Brian Cavallero. So, all right. So let's just.
Every writer that you meet will have that one script. That one script that is their heart and soul that they love so very much that has not been discovered yet. That's what this podcast is all about. We find those scripts, these unbelievably original gems, and we bring them to life with a table read of professional actors. Welcome to Undiscovered Scripts, Movies Made of Paper.
Okay, it's just once it gets into it, they even get a guy that kind of sounds like Marty, you know, and I'll just play a little bit more. I don't want to, but I really just want to make sure that other people discover this because it was we got such a huge reaction to the Back to the Future Black and Time pitch that I didn't realize like someone had already like written it. If they were going to make a fourth Back to the Future movie, this is probably the only way to do it because Michael J. Fox like plays himself, you know. Bob Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg are in it and they're constantly screwing up. So it's like Marty Hadler, who's from the present. It's set in 2015, goes back in time to the original set of the making of Back to the Future. And like, they're doing it wrong. They're doing it based on the original script. Eric Stoltz is in it. There are lots of things that like, you know, were improv that weren't in the script that like Marty Hadler has to kind of tell them to do it. And he's, oh God, it's just.
Black screen. Universal Studios logo, circa 1985. Faint sound of a clock ticking under the title cards that fade in and out. Steven Spielberg presents a Robert Zemeckis film, Back to the Future. That dissolves into a bedroom. It is the bedroom that is filled with Back to the Future paraphernalia. Marty Hadler is clearly the movie's biggest fan. The credits continue as we see an article about Back to the Future and then Back to the Future poster, among other novelties. A digital clock turns over to 8 a.m., triggering a crude, if not advanced way to automatically turn on the TV. A KTLA reporter sits behind a desk reading a teleprompter.
The Senate is expected to vote on this today. In other news, the Peterson Automotive Museum has confirmed that 3 of their most valuable and rare cars were stolen last night. This is on the heels of several car thefts in the Beverly Hills and Brentwood neighborhoods. The FBI, who are investigating the matter, have no comment. In other news, there was a drug shipment.
The reporter fades into another story about a drug shipment in Florida.
Okay, this is so well done from a production value standpoint. Just having edited audio myself, like it's just it's so good. I don't want to keep. I don't know how much more we can get away with listening to. I don't know if we'll get copyright strike for doing listening to a podcast, but I wonder what everyone in the chat is thinking about this. I don't know what people are thinking, but I got to tell you, this is I couldn't. I was like potato chips. I had to like eat the whole bag. It was so good. I mean, I might jump ahead just so you can hear the guy who plays Marty is so good. Might jump ahead here.
Back to the Future. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we all went to the screening tomorrow night.
30 years ago. Seems like yesterday.
I heard Michael J. Fox was going to be there.
No, I hope so.
Truth be told, your mother fancied Mr. Fox quite a bit. And she thought I looked quite enough like him to spark our little romance.
Mr. Hadler reaches for Mrs. Hadler's hand.
No, you're much more handsome.
Mrs.
It's so much like it's like all the
It's a radio show. It's a radio broadcast.
it's a radio drama, yeah. But I'm telling you, it's great. So I just wanted to, on the heels of like we did that Black in Time thing, wanted to let people know to please check this out. America Young, who is she's a filmmaker, director. She's one of the producers on the podcast. She's also the voice of the narrator for this particular screenplay. They kind of switch it up in terms of voice talent, but it's really exceptional. And in the second episode, when you meet like Robert Zemeckis, it's just so funny how they weave in little production legend stories. If you know a lot about the making of Back to the Future, there's all these like legendary stories about the making of it. Can you hear that beeping in the background? I think it means that the water is hot. It means that the water is hot. There you go. Water's hot, folks. Anyways, yeah, check that out. I think it's awesome.